Hello. I wanted to come on here live and chit chat a little bit about the energy and my experience. My experience yesterday, last night, and kind of how ironic. I don't find anything ironic, but I find it funny. I hope that you can hear me. um, I find it funny that I posted a video about Saturn in a square to the sun and to Mars and what that's all about. And what I ended up doing was having a very strong reaction last night to things I know better. I know better. It's easy to react to the injustices and all of the things that we see in the world today. And I'm human. I certainly do have my own knee-jerk reactions to experiences in life and to human behavior and how we treat each other. And that was a video that I did post last night here on YouTube and on my Instagram, which I ended up removing shortly afterwards. Hello. And the main reason why I removed it shortly after was because, number one, I wasn't following my own advice as far as the Saturn transits go in acting and being in my own integrity. I really needed to sit with those emotions and feelings a little bit longer before I just went on my soapbox and started to express. However, that also showed me who I used to be. I used to actually be one of those people, and I'm not knocking it. I'm going to go into it a little bit more. I used to be the person, the town crier, the person that would publicly point out what is wrong in the world and what we're doing to each other, and but it was a very reactionary energy of my own that I realized through my journey that that does not do anything other than feed that energy. So even though certain things bring up very strong emotions in me, in us, in all of us, from what we witness and what we experience in life, it is important to honor those emotions, but it's also important to, I should have sat with it a little bit longer, basically, because I do know that it does no good to have these emotional reactions publicly, and it doesn't help. What it does is it feeds that energy that everybody else is feeling too, in one way, shape, or form, for whatever things that you're witnessing, seeing in the world that strike a nerve in you. And that we can't shame those who are not yet awakened to the truth of life. We can't, that it just does not work. That energy just does not help. It does not work. And I understand a little bit more now about what's called the woke nation, or woke. I had to really kind of sit with that for a bit. And I understand now. The video, if any of you did see it, I took it down, but the video that I did last night, I was very upset regarding a comment of somebody that I actually have known for a very long time, a joke about homeless, and it just, throat chakra, it irritated me so much that I felt like I needed to stand up and speak out for those who are less fortunate and don't have much of a voice. Yet I also know that the energy behind me was not really doing anything but feeding that frustration and that anger outside of me. So I retract it and I do apologize. Um, and I have learned through my journey that what does help is holding compassion and empathy in my heart for everyone, even for those who are still hypnotized into the Maya, into the matrix. I have compassion. I do. I get angry and frustrated and fed up also, but I do know, I understand the human journey. And I also am understanding the woke nation a bit more, and that is not a full blown awakening, but it is seeing a lot more that we don't want to see. And so that energy is very strong in the collective. And I really am picking up a lot of collective energy myself. I have to make sure that I have all my faculties amongst me at all times, because it is very contagious. It's contagious. So I'm going to just pull a couple cards. I have a couple cards out here. I'm just hanging out in my living room today, taking it easy today. I did just want to kind of come on and publicly talk about the emotional video that I posted and then removed last night when it comes to certain topics, especially for me, because it affects me in parts of my life path and people that I've known. And it's just that, we should really all not judge anybody else's journey and truly hold compassion and love and empathy for everyone. That's the true energy that is going to help us all. So how are you guys doing? Quite quiet out there, and I actually like it. So far, anyway. Yeah, it's super funny that I do a video warning everybody about the Saturn transit and how we need to will be shown if we're not in integrity, and then I turn around and just have a reactive moment there, and wow. I'm also being the example of what I'm sharing with you guys. Okay, this is beautiful because this is reiterating exactly what I just said. I am the loving energy of the universe. And that is the true energy that is helpful, not shaming those for, their wrongdoings. And sure, we do need people to point out to each other things that are going in the wrong direction, but and I don't have the answers. I just know that the energy that's behind how we do that is super important. It's more important than the words that we speak or the actions that we take. If we're having reactionary moments, that is not doing anything but perpetuating whatever energy's behind it, meaning the emotion that's behind it. And so I do retract my emotional reaction that I had the other day. And I do want to instead spread peace, spread love, spread compassion and empathy. I am the loving energy of the universe. So that's a beautiful mantra to bring up whenever we have these reactionary moments, which we're going to have for sure. We're ending this year in November, astrologically speaking, energetically speaking. We're coming to a close of some pretty big cycles. And usually when it comes towards the end, that's when the energy is the most potent. That's when the lessons are more impactful and intense. And I'm witnessing it. I'm feeling it. I'm getting it. I've had a few slaps on the wrist myself in the last day or two. Not really slaps on the wrist, but it's like awakening. It's like, oh, I see how I'm acting. I see where my thoughts are going. I see how I'm reacting. Awareness is key. Yes, it is. Good job. Thank you. And we have the Two of Wands. And there's the beginning point right there. Well, the Ace of Wands is the new consciousness, the new idea, the new thought form. And then the Two of Wands is when we begin to embody that within ourselves, preparing us for the next phase of our journey. Yes. And I so understand that. And it gets difficult sometimes. It really gets difficult to always embody what you deeply know in your heart and soul. There's a lot of past life things coming up too. So the reactions sometimes don't even make full logical sense. There we are. Loss. Regret. Reflecting on those things that we could have done better. It's important to reflect on the things that we could have done better, but it's also important not to beat ourselves up over that and carry guilt and shame. And it's also important to remember that everybody is on their own unique journey and to not spread guilt and shame onto others just because we may witness someone acting not in integrity or from their heart and are just trying to get attention, that their inner child wounds are showing, that they're projecting things outwardly that really may be extremely triggering to many of us still. But when we have those reactions, which we will, we're human, don't hold on to regret. Don't hold on to the guilt and the shame. Because I felt really bad after I did a video and posted it, not only to YouTube, but to my Instagram too. And I'm like, what did I just do? It was almost as if an energy just took over me. And it was, there was no thought to it. There we have the Ace of Wands right there on the bottom. Aha, I see. I get it. A new way of being. A new way of being. And it's beginning to embody that. Releasing regrets, guilt, and shame of the past. As the wheel is turning. This is karma. Oh, and I see the karma. The karmic wheel is turning. And it's important for us, if we want to evolve, if we want to grow, to not hold on to the old familiar and the past. We're going to stay on that karmic wheel and you're going to do another go around. It's important to release the past, release the bad feelings, to move on. To move on. Let's get one more card. Or a few more cards. Please share if you're having similar experiences. I've witnessed a few people in my family being tested lately, just as to whether they're going to say no to something that they really want to say no to, but like it's a boss or it's someone that it's really scary. It's hard to say no to, but you also don't want to say yes. And that's been a big test for many people lately. That's definitely a Saturn square sun. Are you going to stay true to yourself? Are you going to live in your truth? Or are you going to go along with something for somebody else's agenda? And then, of course, with Mars, right there with the sun, our actions, our, what we say and what we do they match? Do you say what you mean and mean what you say? This is pretty much going in the same direction. So Spirit has the same message over again with another deck of cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the karmic wheel. It is a turning. Are we going to walk away from the negativity, the judgment, the shame, the blame, the anger, the frustration? Are we going to rise above that? Listen to our intuition, listen to our higher self, express from the heart. Are we going to tune in to the higher self, to the spirit realms, and gain that higher knowledge? Ace of Inspiration also, newfound perspective, new understanding. And then the Queen of Inspiration, she acts out of that integrity. So, same message. I don't think I'm going to stay on here much longer, but I'm going to pull one more card from this deck to wrap it up. But thank you guys for joining me. If you want to share anything before I wrap this up, I really did just want to kind of come on and give my apologies for my reactionary type video, which if you didn't see it, good. It was very emotional and I was just upset. And I got a good flavor for what it feels like, what it's the old version of me that used to respond to life that way. When things really, really bothered me, as far as injustices, especially when it comes to animals, especially when it comes to animals and children, the innocent, I can't help myself. I'm like, ah. I think a lot is coming up for us lately to see those facets still needing work. Tests daily for myself as well. Staying positive and forgiving self is important to clear. We got this. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, daily tests. They're not even as bad. I don't want to become such a hermit that, you know, I'm careful as to what I expose myself to, but Spirit's going to expose me to what I need to be exposed to anyway. It was just a matter of like checking myself. I got a good check last night and I'm grateful for it. I truly am. I really got to see and reflect on truly how far I've come, and that reactionary type energy was me just a few years ago. And there was an internal knowing, and I had a lot of things unfold that really showed me that this is not the way. This is not the way at all, and there's a better way. And I have learned that, and I stand by that, truly do. So the energy got a hold of me last night. And it will. When Spirit wants to show us something, it's going to show us. However it needs to show us. Okay. Final card. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. And here's the flip, it's that focus. Are we going to, and I'm not going to turn a blind eye to what's going on in the world, but am I going to put my focus on the negativity, on the pain that's being inflicted, on all of that? Or am I going to put my focus on compassion, on raising not just the vibration and the energy, but sharing that heartfelt love and compassion and empathy for all? That sounds really light and easy to do, and it is not. It has been a full-time job for me for the past few years to really get deep within and operate from this soul level on a daily basis. And still, I slip, I fall. We all do. It's just a matter of, like, when you fall, just get right back up. Get right back up and continue with what it is that you know, that deep inner knowing. So I am unapologetic about what I desire. And what I desire is for more and more of humanity to become more compassionate towards one another, and more harmony, more love, more empathy. And I do see that growing. So the more that I'm shown that, the more that fire continues to burn inside of me. So, hello. So that's my personal take on it, on everything right now. And I don't want to I don't want to feed the energy of fear, of anger, of frustration, of shaming anybody, blaming anybody, or anything. It's very clear to us all, many of us, it's very clear what's going on. Yet, when we continue to stay connected to our higher self, when we continue to uh, rise above it all, to kind of see it from a higher perspective, we can emanate out compassion and love and empathy, and really receive that divine inspiration. Where's the card? That, here we go. We can receive this divine inspiration to act and to speak from our higher self, not from the lower mind, not from the fear, not from the pain, not from the anger. And so I continue to put that in play in my life, and share that, spread that, and just sending out all of you guys love, and thank you for being here with me, and thank you for listening and tuning in, and for all of your support. I am so grateful for all of you, and thanks for joining me too, and chiming in. I appreciate you all. So have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, wherever you may be. And I'm sending you all out so much love. Take care. Bye.